Okay, and I'm just going to say my welcome to class number 3. We're going to do a pantry makeover, and I'm going to try to do Facebook. I don't know if it's going to work again because it didn't work a lot of times, the other times before. And yes, where do I do this? Here it is. Live. All right. Oops. Oh, here they come. I hear them.
Hey.
Okay, welcome to our, what is it called? Our Pantry Makeover. And I'm going to put this here. Hopefully we can get a live stream going. Wait, I'll put that there. And it won't give out. There's Cassetta. Is Mapula coming? No? Okay, so Cassetta made it. And Kim is here, my friend Kim. So, and there's Cassetta over there. I don't think they can see it. There you go. So, pantry makeover. What's one thing in your pantry that you have that you realize you probably shouldn't have? Pasta. Sugar. Sugar? Yeah. That's the right one. Okay. Angela, sugar? Sugar? Brown sugar?
I don't use it much. Brown sugar, yeah, brown sugar.
How about you, Jessica?
Sugar.
Okay, well, funny you say that. We have this big thing of organic sugar in my pantry. I don't use it for food. I use it for my sugar scrubs. So, but I do have it. So, all right. So, what's one thing that's not in your pantry that you would like to have in your pantry?
Einkorn flour. I can never say that. Einkorn flour.
Einkorn?
Einkorn flour.
Okay, einkorn flour.
What is that? What's that?
Oh, okay. Einkorn. Now this, my kitchen guy is supposed to drop off a new thing, my new cabinet, and that doesn't work. Einkorn flour. I don't know if that's, why is that blurry? It's blurry. So this is the original wheat that was never, it hasn't been touched, it hasn't been modified in any way, and it hasn't been, they do a lot of, so the wheat today has been hybridized, they call it, because they make it, technically it's not like a genetically modified product wheat, but it's been modified in the sense that they hybridize it. So they kind of put two different kinds of wheat together or whatever to make it stronger and to make it more so that, the pests won't get it, and to make it more hardy while they're growing it so they can make more of it. But the einkorn flour is actually people that are sensitive to gluten, not people with celiac disease, but people that are sensitive have been known and can usually eat this kind of, they can tolerate this kind of flour. So they do have einkorn pasta, they have einkorn, I think they have einkorn breads, they have different kinds of products that you can buy, cookies and stuff like that. So you can actually buy products that are made with einkorn flour. So, okay. And while we're on the subject of flour, I also want to show you some other kinds of flours. This is coconut flour. I don't know if you've ever seen it. But I actually I've made chocolate cookies with this, and I also have a recipe, which is going to be another class for pets, healthy pets. And I have a great healthy recipe for dog biscuits, like dog treats, that's made with coconut flour, because dogs can tolerate coconut flour. They can't tolerate, they shouldn't have wheat or any kind of like grains, and cats really shouldn't either. But, so that's coconut flour. And then I have this in here, and I bought this because I make Play-Doh. So I have this in here. I don't know. Is that blurry to you guys?
It is.
Yeah?
Yes.
You know what? It's,
You're not blurry, though.
I don't know why.
That's better. It's better.
That's a little bit better. So this is an all-purpose organic flour. And like I said, I don't really use this in any, is this that? No, I think it's the camera. Oh, I think I am gonna. Long story short, with the laptop, my laptop woes. So I think I might be getting a new laptop after all. So this is good. I mean, there's no you know, wheat germ in it or any of the bran left in all-purpose flour. Doesn't matter if it's organic or not. So it's not as nutritious. It's a lighter flour, but so I use that for Play-Doh. And another flour that I have is quinoa flour. I just bought this, and I haven't used it yet, but I want to try this. So this is a new one for me. And you can even get, if you have a KitchenAid, you can get the mill grinder, and I actually have that, and I have ground my own flour, made my own flour from wheat berries.
Wow.
Oh, this is not working very well.
On there.
Yeah, I don't think it's, is it? Did it?
Oh, forget about it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I cannot believe this is happening. But so this is made by Jovial, and this is the einkorn wheat berries. Jovial is just the name brand, and Jovial is the one that has pasta. They have einkorn products that they make and sell. And Martindale's just has those, and so does Whole Foods. So you grind this up, and when you grind it, of course, you have whole grain flour. If you sift it, you take out the bran and the germ, and then you have all-purpose flour. It's lighter. And then this, my daughter got this. This is kind of old, but I just keep it. I didn't use it all because I kind of forgot about it, and I feel bad. But this is einkorn wheat flour. It's whole wheat, and she got it from a farm that she gets deliveries every week, I think, from them. And I even tried them. And if anybody's interested, they have local deliveries. Like there's one near Fair Acres, the one that I went to. And they deliver every week, and it's, you know, it's not cheap, but it's good stuff. So this is the einkorn flour, and it doesn't look like this because it's not this main brand, Jovial. I got confused with all that. I thought einkorn flour was supposed to be in a package like this, but it's not. It's just an ancient wheat, and a lot of different, you know, a lot of companies sell it. So that's that. Okay, let's see, next question. How about sweeteners? What kind of sweeteners?
I use honey.
Honey? What kind of honey?
Organic honey.
Organic?
I get it from Martindale.
Okay, so I've been using this, and I use another brand too. It has all the propolis and the bee pollen and the wax on top, and that's really, really good stuff if you get that, because you take a spoonful of that and chew it, and you're getting a ton of nutrition in there. And if you're not feeling well, that's going to strengthen your immune system. But anyway, so this is raw honey. It's unfiltered, unheated, nothing removed. So unfortunately, if there's little bee legs or bee parts, it could be in there, and they don't guarantee that it won't be. So, you know, I haven't really seen anything in there, but
Yeah, and I've had some, and I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen it, but they just want you to know that it's possible. So,
What
and
brand is that, Lisa?
this is Stockings. Now, here's the thing with honey. Honey, when it's raw and unfiltered, nothing removed, the best kind of honey is local. That's the way to go. So you want to get something that's really local. This is not local. This is this might be in the United States, but it could come from anywhere in the United States. But if you get local honey, and it's not always easy to find, but if you get local, it actually helps if you have allergies. It really does strengthen your immune system. Yeah.
And if you have a cold, like, I don't give my daughter cold medicine anymore, unless it's an emergency or she's somewhere else and they can't. I usually, if I don't have any, I do come over and borrow some from Miss Lisa. I give her a lemon and honey, and it helps with the cough.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I get, Alyssa gets it from the Amish farms out there, so I have this big old thing of honey.
That's what I did, the 5-pound jar from the guy that I ordered from, but he stopped, and now somebody else is doing it, and I haven't started up again. But so I just get this at Martindale's. So I know somebody that did not like honey at all. I gave them a little jar, and they couldn't believe the taste. They love it now, and never liked it, didn't like it at all, wouldn't eat it or buy it. So it is good for, sometimes I'll just, if I feel like a little funny or my throat or whatever, which is rare, but it happens, and I'll take a little bit, and I'm telling you, it wipes it out. I don't have, and nothing comes of it. So it's good to have. And I take it in my tea sometimes, so that's my choice, my favorite. All right, so what about chocolate? Anybody have chocolate?
I do. I have a milk chocolate with almonds in my cupboard.
Kim?
I'm not a big chocolate fan. If I'm going to eat chocolate, dark chocolate.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't even mention it when we're in a healthy class, the Zittner butter cracked eggs. That's why they call them cracked.
But it has dark chocolate on it.
It's dark chocolate.
Yes.
There you go. It ain't all bad.
So how about you guys? What's your chocolate frenzy? Anybody?
I usually get dark chocolate, and I've been getting that Lily's chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's good.
It is good. I've had that. How about Angela?
Usually don't have it on hand, just whenever, just buy it, or it's given to us, but usually chocolate, the brownies.
Okay, well, I keep my eating chocolate here. So right now, this is what's left of my. It's the dark chocolate, and this is my favorite brand, the green and black, organic. I don't know if you ever saw that before. They have different flavors, but this is just really good. I love that. So if I feel like having something, I just grab a couple, like, squares. I don't need a lot.
That's fine.
Yeah, so between Rich and me, this is still not gone. And I think I bought it, well, probably over a week ago, and he ate most of it. I'm just being honest.
My John would have that going all night.
Yeah. And then I do like to make cookies. And I do sometimes like to be bad, and I like to make, but it's very rare. And the other thing is I don't use them a whole lot, but I get white chocolate baking chips. And I usually with this, it's to drizzle on something. I don't really use these too much. I put them in trail mix, occasionally, but I just like having them on hand just in case. And then I have bittersweet or semi-sweet chips. And I do spend extra because I don't bake a whole lot anymore. So if I'm going to make it, I like to make it with something that's really good. And these are really good. They're not organic, but they are GMO verified, and they are Fair Trade certified. I don't know if you're familiar with Fair Trade certified. That's when there's farmers that they buy from farmers who are actually getting paid a fair amount instead of like sweatshop type thing, Yeah. So they're actually, that's why they may cost a little more. So I don't mind buying that kind of a product because I think it's important. I don't like that sweatshop stuff where they get the cheap labor and they take advantage of people. I don't like that. So that's that. And then I also like the Geo jelly. And this is a bittersweet. This is a bittersweet chocolate. And it's really hard. I can't always find organic. It's just really hard sometimes. So sometimes when I find these, I just get them, and I like to have them in case I want to make something, but it's not often anymore that I do that. Now, I come from a background of a big Italian family. So baking was always a big deal, baking, cooking. So it is hard for me to leave all that behind because there are times where, I have grandchildren too, so I want to, give them a treat sometimes, although I don't often anymore. But I don't have the time. It takes time to do all this. So I also keep on hand, these are, I don't have them in the box anymore because the boxes got wet. But these are unsweetened chocolate. So I keep these on hand in case, for certain recipes that might call for it. So I keep them on hand. All right, now, I don't have the bag anymore, but I just came to my coconut. Does anybody have coconut in their cabinet? Well, this is a desiccated, and I'm not really sure what it is other than the fact that they make it a little crispy or something. So I haven't opened it yet.
Because I've had the raw, unsweetened things, but desiccated I never
heard of it, and it's supposed to be, let me see, tropical taste. We can open it and try it. Yeah, why not? But I do have, here they are.
Oh my gosh.
Now these come white.
And you toast them.
And I toast them. And I use, that's a snack. And as you can see, the snack, they were up to here. and now they're down to there. So these are, they're worse than potato chips because you can't stop eating them. And even untoasted, they're really good, and they're crunchy. And then when you put them in the oven, I do like 350 I check them after 5 minutes. And, you know, you don't want to make them too brown, but get them a little bit golden, and they, oh my gosh,
when you're making them, do not leave the kitchen.
Yeah.
I left the kitchen. Oh gosh, and first I was trying to eat them. My daughter said she was going to take a picture and send it to me.
I've done that too. So, but yeah, so these are unbelievable. There's no sugar on them. There's no anything on them. They're just plain raw coconut. Now, if you put them in the oven, you're not putting them in that long, but you're toasting them, so you take a little bit of the nutrition out. But if this is a snack that you can eat, if you want something, it is sweet. It has a sweetness to it. Natural. So especially when you toast them, and the crunch, the texture is just delicious. So I know you guys are not here to taste test, but
I'll try them again.
Oops. And I'll get a little. Sorry. I'll get a little thin. Like, oh, and this cabinet. All right, and I have,
I'll be the first taste tester.
so I can do that. I'm going to open this, and everybody can taste some of this.
I'm going to taste one for everybody.
Yeah, it's interesting to taste different kinds. They have so many different things, you know, shredded coconut, they have this kind of coconut.
Lisa, what kind is that you're doing?
What's that?
It's not shredded?
This
not
one
shredded
is.
Coconut?
This one is shredded. This is the desiccated. And
Which one is the one that you toasted?
That one is not shredded. Those are chips. So they shave them. They're like shaved.
Okay.
And those I found at the grocery outlet. They also have them. Martindale's usually carries them. Whole Foods carries them. You might find them at like Giant, maybe at one of the supermarkets. Might have
like fleece ones. That ShopRite has. Oh, really? Okay. I've gotten them, yeah. And Giant does.
Now I get all organic. I get everything organic. So I don't know if they have organic. Okay. All right. So
this one is not that appetizing.
No.
Well, the dried one is like maybe it needs to go on top of something.
Okay.
Like,
so yeah. Well, yeah. You wouldn't want to just eat that.
Oh, well. Sorry.
You can just do that. No, but we're just taste testing. Yeah. So yeah, you can put that in things like what are those things that I make?
Granola bars.
Yeah, the granola bars. And, you know, just to give it an extra crunch, or put it on top, or you can even, I've done things like you get chocolate, you melt it, the dark chocolate, and you can mix in different things, and that would be something good because it'll be kind of crunchy with some nuts and sunflower seeds or pepita seeds.
You can make your own almond joy.
Yeah, you could do that. Any kind of dried fruit you can add. So, yeah. And then I also have these. These are lilies. What you mentioned, Jessica.
Salted caramel.
Yeah. So these are lilies, and these are. There is. Let me see. There's really. It's not made with sugar. It's made with stevia. So you guys can taste these too. They are good. I have tasted them, but I haven't used them in any time.
I don't know if I'm going to like it.
They're just chips.
Okay. I'll try them.
I smell it.
Yeah, you can smell it. Yes, Try it Tuesday. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah, I like your Mardi Gras beef.
Yeah, try it Tuesday.
Try it Tuesday, Miss Tuesday.
All right, so something else that I always keep in my pantry that I don't know if anybody else, let me know if you guys do, is dried fruit, raisins. I usually have dried cranberries, but only the ones at Martindale's. I will only buy them at Martindale's because they're fruit sweetened. There's no, you know, it's fruited with grape juice or I don't know, something like that. And I also get the tart cherries, which are not sweetened at all. But the contrast in trail mix or in a granola bar with the sweetened fruit and the non-sweetened fruit is really, really good. I used to have people, when I worked at a mortgage company, I used to bring stuff in, and my trail mix was one of the things I brought in. And people were asking me if they could pay me to make it for them, the trail mix. I was like, I don't really do that, but, you know, I'll bring it in sometimes. So I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to guess the answer is no for everybody. Maybe Kim, because her daughter does a lot of natural stuff, so she might have it in her pantry. But I'm still going to say no.
Okay.
All right. Who has mulberries?
I do.
You do?
I got a commercial out like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I was wrong.
Mulberries.
Mulberries.
I got them white mulberries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put them in my smoothie.
Oh, yeah? Like this? Aren't they dry? Okay.
It's just, give it a little crunch like a granola in your.
So since Kim doesn't have any in her cabinet, you can try it.
Where did you get
They're
those
just
from?
dried mulberries.
Where did you get them from?
Either a grocery outlet, Martindale, Whole Foods, I'm not sure. So, yeah, so these are, I don't have the bag, but they do have a lot of nutrition in them.
But in the smoothie, it's like crushed up with like.
Okay.
So it's like gives it a little.
We have to have a second one because I had coconut flavor in my mouth. And I was like, I'm tasting a little like coconut.
But in a trail mix, when you're mixing it with other things, it's really good. Yeah.
It's good. It's like a very faint taste of like, I don't want to say raisin, but it's like, it's not strong tasting at all.
Right.
It's a very like
Easy going.
easy, yeah. I mean, there's
Nothing to say you don't like.
nobody could say they don't like mulberries.
To my husband.
It's not even that strong of a taste.
He seldom know because he doesn't know what he's eating. All right, who has ginger?
I have it.
I have fresh
ginger, not the dry.
I have fresh too.
Yeah.
But this is good if you have like a sore throat or something, and you want to just take some, take a couple bites or whatever. It's very strong. I actually cut it up. The last time I made, the second to last time I made granola bars, I thought, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to put some of this in, and I just chopped it up, and I put it in the granola bars.
I never even knew. Oh my goodness.
I thought you said Narissa noticed. Narissa noticed.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, she ate it.
Yeah.
And I got lime ginger.
Oh, well, she likes it now. Goji berries?
No, I don't have any of those.
Anybody have any goji berries? Okay. These are not very appetizing, but when you eat them with nuts and like it's in a trail mix or whatever, you don't really notice it. And they're good. I mean, they're good for you. they're kind of like a superfood type of thing. And there's some people that I've read recently, oh, we shouldn't eat goji berries. Well, I don't understand why. Yeah. I don't know why. I remember my uncle or my aunt may have told me, or my uncle told me that he loves to eat them with walnuts. And I have had, I put them in my trail mix, and
They're like a very faint taste, though. I don't know, something must be wrong with my taste buds.
That's a no for me.
yeah, but when you have them in trail mix, you don't even notice it.
So when I'm eating the trail mix, you put that in there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They didn't even know she was eating it.
I like them.
Oh.
All right, the infamous sunflower seeds. Who has sunflower seeds in their pantry? I usually have 2 of these in my pantry, but I just recently, yesterday, made.
You guys are missing it. You don't eat dinner after this.
I made sunflower seed brittle, and I found this recipe years ago online, and I tweaked it. I not much. I didn't really tweak it a whole lot, but this is what it looks like, plain, and it looks really good, and it tastes really good. So there you go. What is
We're
that?
trying for you guys.
Oh my gosh, you all have to come here next time.
Now this time I decided I was going to make some with those coconut chips.
I'm going to try those really for you guys.
Oh my gosh, these are so good. They're really good. You can also, I just read too that some people like to dip it in chocolate, or they like to put chocolate on top or whatever. And
No, we can use it as a binder when you make that.
okay, so the only ingredients in the sunflower seed brittle are sunflower seeds. And I can give you the recipe. It's 2 cups of sunflower seeds, raw, and I get the organic. 3 tablespoons, I use honey and maple syrup. You can use, they say you can use like a date syrup. You can use the agave nectar, and I don't recommend agave nectar anymore because they say it's very high in fructose. It's just, not that great. But I do have it in my cabinet, I'm not going to lie, because my husband, I don't know why, he likes it on his pancakes. So that we never eat pancakes. So he never really gets to eat it, the agave. So, but anyway, so there's the 3 tablespoons of the sweetener, and then 1.5 tablespoons of oil. I use coconut oil. And this is, I get whatever's on sale, as long as it's organic and unrefined. So they have refined coconut oil. You can use that if you're, that's in another class. We're going to do like cleaning products and all, and you can use that, the refined in your cleaning. But I usually just get this anyway. And I have kitchen written on the top of mine because I have one for my kitchen, and I have one when I make my organic products, like my face lotion or my lip balms, deodorant, all that stuff. So that's that. Okay, so how do you like these?
Delicious.
You like them? Okay, so we have a thumbs up on the sunflower seed brittle. So the sunflower seed brittle, you have to warm the honey just a little bit to make it liquid, because mine, this is not liquid. This will take a while to come out, okay? So, and as you can see, it's not even starting. So I just get my, one of these, I put it in here, I put it in a pot with water, and I just let it, you know, get warm, and then I just stir it. As soon as it's like a little liquidy, I take it out, because you don't want to make it, it's all, actually it's going to get cooked, and it's going to get heated anyway in the oven. So once you have all the ingredients, and it's a half a teaspoon of salt, I'm going to have to be right back and get my salt. I'll get this Himalayan. So I do not use white table salt anymore. I haven't for years. And I used to use the Celtic sea salt, which is, it's a wet sea salt, and it's from the sea, obviously. But I prefer the pink Himalayan because it's mined. In the ocean, there's, you know, a lot of toxins still in there. So I kind of want to stay away from that. This is, I think, more pure from what I've read and what it sounds like. It's in a mine. So this is what I use, and this and the sea salt, it doesn't do the same thing to your body, in your body, that white table salt does. Like it's like the Morton's table salt. That's bleached. There's chemicals in it. There's, like, you know, to prevent it from caking, and there's all kinds of stuff in white table salt. So I would say, you know, do yourself a favor. You know, a bag like this is 5 pounds. It might cost $8, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's a smooth taste. It does have a much better flavor than the white table salt does too.
And we're on the bill right now.
Oh, raw?
A big bag, 5 pounds, was $4.99.
Okay, yeah, see, I was right. $8 this cost at Marshall. So Marshall's, that's where I usually get it, like Marshall's, Ross, any place like that. Home Goods has it. I also have a big bag, maybe it's not 5 pounds, it might be 2 or 3 pounds, of the rock. I don't know if you can see that inside there. So I have this, so when we use it on our food, which we don't really a lot, but if I make a salad and I want to do a quick dressing, I'll use some, you know, put a little bit of salt in there. So, yeah, so I use, there we go. You can see that now. So I use that in this. And it lasts a long time because I don't really use this, you know, too often. Okay, so we have that. And this. Oh. Who has pumpkin in there?
I mean, you won't have that there.
Kim has. Why? You don't like pumpkin?
When I come to your house, I think.
Oh, okay. So I get these when they're on sale, and sometimes when they're not on sale and I need them. They're great actually for pets. So if you have a pet that has either diarrhea or they are constipated, either way, give them like a tablespoon for maybe a dog, cat, probably a teaspoon at a time in their food, and it really does work. I've done it numerous times. So it's good for them. I also use the pumpkin in the dog biscuits that I make. So I'll use either pumpkin, sweet potato, or some kind of an orange vegetable. All right, and you might not even know these exist, and I haven't used them yet, and I've had them since before Christmas. But these are like cookie and cake decorations.
Oh, wow.
And they're all natural. Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get the Martindale's?
I think these I got at Whole Foods.
Oh.
And these are, they're neat because, you know, kids like stuff like this. They like them on their ice cream or, you know, on their cookies or cakes, and I haven't used them yet, but yes, there's no artificial dyes. They're soy-free, that's another thing, and there's no palm oil. So the ingredients are, now they do, oh gosh, that's so little. It does have some sugar in it, but you're not really getting a whole lot. It's not like you're eating a whole bunch of these. And I can't even read the ingredients because it's so little. But anyway, so there's no, just nothing, you know, it's not artificial, like all the red dye and the green dye stuff that you have. Yeah. And I've never seen these before. This is the first time. I do get, let me see, and I'll show you my, I don't know if this is going to stay. So this is my cabinet where I have, this side of my kitchen is for my baking. So all my baking stuff is down there, in there on the top shelf. And this is all my extracts. Oh, thanks. This is all my extracts, my cinnamon, you know, and all that, all my spices. And then these are natural. I get these at either Whole Foods or probably Martindale's. I think I got these. And these are those little hard things that you can put on cookies and stuff or cake. Yeah, and you can use them as nonpareils. If you want to make chocolate and put them on top, they're Rich's favorite. He loves nonpareils. So, oops. Sorry about that. So these are natural too. They don't have any artificial dye. All of these that I have are natural. And then I have the chocolate sprinkles, and let me see if I can even see what's in this. This is the same, oh my goodness. It is so hard to read these little things. I can't see what it says that there's in it, but so these are supposed to be more natural too. Then they have another brand, and I know it sounds crazy, but I bought this big container, a plastic jar of these jimmies, the rainbow jimmies, because these little things are like, what, $3 at least, I think, right? Mm-hmm. So I got, a couple times, I bought the big jar of them, and it was like $38. There's no dye, you know, no artificial dyes, and they're different colors. And so I gave some to my daughter for the kids because they like to bake and all, and put it on ice cream, and then I had it, and it lasted for a long time. And it's just so much cheaper to do it that way. Oh my goodness. I also made them one time. I made pink ones, and it's very simple. You do have to use confectioner sugar, you know, and you just get like the really, really fine tip, and you get parchment paper on a cookie sheet, and you just do a thing, all, you know, lines of them, and then cut them. And yeah, it's sugar, but if you're going to have them, at least you know what is in them. Mm-hmm. And I use beet juice. You can use beet juice. You can use, you know, just a little bit. And natural kind, you know, they have all kinds of powders that are like vegetable powders that you can use to color anything. So you don't have to use all the junky dyes. So anyway, so let me finish down here. So this is another staple that I have, and that is blurry again in there. Oh, there we go. So this is an organic molasses, and what I do is I don't buy brown sugar, and I know you guys mentioned brown sugar earlier, but what I do is I use coconut sugar, and I don't even have any right now, but if I bake, I use coconut sugar mainly. And if I need brown sugar, I'll just add some of this to my coconut sugar, and I get my hand and I scrunch it all up. And because you have to pack it, you know, you have to pack the brown sugar, and it needs to be moist. So that's what I put this in, because that's what brown sugar is. It's molasses and white sugar, pretty much. So, yeah. So I just do it that. I make my own. Thank you, Cassetto.
I'm going to, Lisa, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm going to need to cut out.
Okay.
And I'll watch the replay.
All right, and I hope that there's a lot of people at your prayer meeting tonight.
Yes, thank you. Me too.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, it was good. I can't wait to finish the rest.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right. So, look what happened to my baking powder. I don't even know what happened to it. Oh, and we lost where's her name? Oh, there she is. All right. So this is empty, but I kept it anyway. This is a monk fruit sweetener. Now, monk fruit straight is very expensive. So, but it's a sweetener that has no calories. It doesn't raise your glycemic index, your insulin level. So it's supposed to be really good for you if you use it as a sweetener. But this, a lot of people I think get fooled with things like this, and that's why I want to show it. This is not plain monk fruit. This has a monk fruit extract in it. And what it really has in is a proprietary blend of erythritol, chicory root, or Jerusalem artichoke, and the monk fruit extract. Now, those ingredients are not bad. It's just that if you were buying this bag of monk fruit, it would cost you probably, oh gosh, $40 maybe?
Oh, wow. The real monk fruit.
Yeah, the real monk fruit. It might even be more than that. I don't know, but it's very expensive. The thing with erythritol versus, say, like I have xylitol in here. I countered this one time because I made mince, and I made it with xylitol, because at the time that was the only one that I really knew of. The xylitol can cause bloating, it can cause gas, it can cause, GI issues. So
Deadly for dogs, too.
yeah, it is. Yeah, you don't want your dogs to get a hold of anything with xylitol in it. And there's a lot of diabetic products, like anything for diabetics, cookies, cakes, or candies that have xylitol in it. So xylitol is not something that I recommend, but I have this now, and I've had it for a long time, and I'm not sure what to do with it yet. So I just keep it in there. The erythritol, which I don't have just erythritol, but they do sell it. The erythritol does not cause as much bloating and gas. It may cause a little bit, it may not even cause any. And the reason is, with the xylitol and the other, they're called sugar alcohols. So the sugar alcohols do not get absorbed into our bloodstream. Our bodies don't know what to do with it. So that's what causes, it goes into your colon, and it just doesn't know what to, the colon doesn't know what to do with it, and it causes all this bloating and gas. With the erythritol, it does get absorbed into most of it. They say, like, I don't know, 85, 90% or something does get absorbed into your bloodstream. and that's why it doesn't cause the bloating and the gas like it does. And it also does not raise your insulin levels or your it's not, doesn't raise your glycemic index. So if you're going to go with anything, if you want a sweetener or something, then the erythritol. Even this, this isn't a bad sweetener if it's something, you want something sweet. Of course, if you didn't have any sugar at all, like Kim, now does that mean that you don't eat any?
No, I don't eat, I'm not a big sweets eater anyway. I will eat an oatmeal cookie if it's got regular sugar. It's not like I won't eat it.
Right.
But I used to have I used to make homemade iced tea with sugar in it.
Right.
I used to put sugar in my coffee. I used to put sugar in my tea. I put sugar in everything.
Okay.
And I cut that all out. And honestly, I will eat stuff with sugar in it that's made, but I add sugar to nothing.
Okay.
You know?
Yep, and that's good because it's taking a lot of that out of your diet.
Yeah.
And, you said you lost a lot of weight.
I lost 10 pounds just by stopping eating sugar.
Adding sugar into your stuff. And I'm going to show you that. These are no calorie sweeteners. This is the monk fruit sweetener. This is another monk fruit sweetener that has, I forget, I don't have the package anymore, but I think this is the one that has the xylitol in it or something. So there's that. And then there's the stevia extract, which, that's not working too well. I put 3 drops in my tea, and it's too sweet for me. I don't use a lot of sweetener, so when I thought 3 would, I haven't used it in a while, but I thought, let me try it. 3 is way too sweet for me, so probably 1, and honestly, I'm like, Kim, I don't need it, but I like it. Usually I like my honey in my tea, but there are times when I don't put anything in my tea, so it just depends. Just depends how I feel that day. So, what's this? Oh, and then of course, who has raisins? Yeah, I do. Yeah. So this is a staple in our house because Rich loves raisins. He puts it in. We don't really eat cereal that much, but if he he bought it the other day, so he adds raisins to the cereal, and he loves that. Oh, here's another sweetener. I haven't used it yet. I just kind of get different things when I see them, and I might experiment with them just to see. So this has powdered coconut sugar, chicory root fiber, tapioca syrup, and monk fruit extract. So this has, let me see, 6 carbohydrates for 2 teaspoons, 2 grams of dietary fiber, and I think Rich is home.
We were talking about it.
And 3 grams of sugar for 2, so 1.5 grams of sugar per teaspoon. So, which is low. So it's 50% less sugar. So if you're going to use something, or if you want, I would bake with this, make cookies, or if I'm making a cake. Although I do have a go-to recipe for cakes now, which is made with dates and no sugar. So, oh, and of course I have my oatmeal because I like to make. Oh, there he is. We were just talking about you. So I make granola bars. I haven't made, Rich's favorite cookie is, oh, you want to grab me the charger in there? It's running low. His favorite cookie is oatmeal raisin.
Oh,
yeah.
That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
That's
chili oatmeal raisin cookie.
Yeah. And I never make them. I like never make oatmeal because I don't really make all that stuff that much anymore. Just once in a blue moon. So maybe I'm due for that. I have to make that for them. And I forgot this.
What kind of oatmeal do you use?
Come here. What?
Heat it up.
Mom,
Our cat buddy. So I forgot this when I was doing the chocolate. This is cacao powder. And this is a staple in my house too, because not that I use it in baking so much, but I put it in my smoothie. Uh-oh. I put it in my smoothie. So that's that. Mm-hmm. Except for you're going to have to be my cameraman now. Here. And you know what? Never mind, because it's live. Well, now you're going to have to take this. Sorry, everybody. So I'm just going to show you in here. Can you hold that too? Okay, so I'm going to show you my other pantry. Now this is my pantry. That was my pantry. Oh, thanks. That was my pantry for my baking stuff. And that's why I have my extracts and my cinnamon, all my spices and things like that. So this is our pantry of our food. And as you can see, it is not because we are poor, but I don't keep a lot in my pantry other than, you know, what you just saw for my baking stuff. Now, I do have, you know, more of this because I make it for breakfast once in a while. And then Rich, against my advice, but cereal. I don't like to eat like a lot of processed stuff. And
well, the title was so long I couldn't resist it.
You know, and it's true. This is actually processed, even though it's, you know, it's rolled oats. They do process it, but it's not as processed as this is. Steel cut is good, but I don't like steel cut. Yeah, I tried it. I just don't like it. Yeah. I'm not big on it. I like steel cut. Steel cut is very healthy. It is. So this I buy, and the only reason why I buy this is just in case I want to make. And you know, it sounds like we eat a lot of sugary stuff, and we really don't because I don't really make stuff that much. But maybe a couple times a year I make Rice Krispie treats. And I make them, you know, these are vegan marshmallows, and these are brown rice. And there is sugar in them, but it's tapioca, syrup, cane sugar, filtered water. So there's no, well, this is dairy-free and gluten-free. These are. So I do that, but I rarely do that. My grandkids love Rice Krispie treats, so if I'm going to make them, I'm going to make them with those ingredients. That's just, and there is a secret to using these kinds of marshmallows, because when you melt these, they don't really melt. They, I mean, they do melt, but I read a secret not that long ago. You put a tablespoon of water after you put I use like half coconut oil and half butter. And I melt that, and then I put these in. And as they're melting, you put a tablespoon of water, and it's the perfect consistency. Yeah, if you don't, they get really hard, and it's difficult. Okay, so might as well just come clean. So I have candy canes. I've eaten one, little tiny one, since I bought these, but I buy them if I'm going to give gifts, and I just put one on, you know, just to make it look festive. So, these are what we have left over. You want any, Kim? All right, so these are our snacks up here. All of this up here is my tea. I have lots of different teas and the sweeteners, and that's just the same sweetener. And I have these just in case somebody, comes over and they're like insistent that they're not going to use anything else that I have and they want sugar. I will offer them this. I won't offer the other kind of sugar though, like, the organic white sugar. But I'll offer that. So these are some gluten-free and vegan crackers that Rich picked up, not knowing that they were gluten-free, but they're actually good.
I think I need to get here earlier. Defend myself.
They're pretty good though. He doesn't read ingredients, and that's okay, but there's a lot more ingredients in this than I would buy. But, they're not, I wouldn't say that they're terrible. There's a lot of dehydrated vegetables in them, so that's good. So, and chickpea flour, tapioca flour, cornstarch, all that kind of stuff. So, so we do like to have some of that once in a while. And we also bought these, and the only reason we bought these was because they didn't have the other kind that we wanted. And we only bought them because we had salsa with them. So that's the chip, tortilla chip. Oh, and here's his agave nectar that he likes to put on pancakes that we never had.
This is the girl I married.
All right. I have, and I'm showing you these things because, we don't eat these all the time, but these are my absolute favorite saltines. They're an organic brand, but they're really, really good. They're called Susie's. They're salt and extra virgin oil, and did I say they're organic? And then these are organic cracked pepper water crackers. They're not made with, neither one of these are made with whole wheat or einkorn flour, but sometimes we just, want to have them in, and we can't find what we really want. And I always say I'm going to make them, and I have made crackers, and they're really good. I use the einkorn flour, but I don't always get to that fat. And then I have back here some organic sugar cones for when the kids come over or whatever. These have been in my cabinet for way too long. They're probably expired, actually. Yes. They're a year expired. So these are going in the trash. And I have another box in there. I have to check them too. That's what I mean. I have stuff, but it's for an occasion or just to have in case, and I may not use it. I also have coffee in here, and sometimes somebody might come over and want coffee. I don't usually make it for myself, but I do have a thing for Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Once in a while, I'll get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and yeah. But I'm not really a coffee drinker. So, but if I go out, it's like a social thing, more or less. I don't know. But I'll make it if somebody comes over. I usually get the beans so that I can grind them. I do have a grinder. And it's supposed to be fresher that way. Oh, and I also use these for my coffee scrub. So I also have them for that. I don't do a lot of black tea, but I do have these on hand just in case if I'm having company. Some people just don't like green tea, green iced tea. So I have this on hand, and it's a good brand. It's a Whole Foods brand, and I like it. There's not a lot of organic black teas that I found that I like. I drink green tea most of the time. So there's that. Okay, so then the last thing I have, like my vinegars, I have my oils down here. They're underneath my my little irons here. I have my garlic, fresh tomatoes, and the only vinegars that I use are, I'm going to get down here with this. I love this brand because it's a really good brand, apple cider vinegar with the mother. So, no, with the mother. So the mother is like this slimy thing that's on the bottom. And sometimes when you're pouring it out, you might see it come out. And here, I'll do that for that. But it's a really good brand. I also, Rich loves balsamic vinegar. Sometimes I mix this with the apple cider. I just put a little bit of this to get the taste and the flavor. But the apple cider is really healthy, so I prefer to use that. And sometimes I'll just use this too. I mean, it does have sugar in it. So, I mean, it's natural occurring sugar, but it's still a sweet thing. And then these are my oils. I use organic olive oil. I never heat it. I only use it for salads that I'm not going to cook or heat, because certain oils can go rancid quickly. They can cause free radicals in your body, and free radicals cause a lot of damage in your cells. So that's why I try not to heat it. There are people that say, oh, you can do it. You can heat it, but from everything that I've read over the years and people that I trust, they say not to. So I use coconut oil, and I use this. If I'm going to use anything for heating, coconut oil and this are very stable when heated. So that's why I use avocado. I try to get the organic. I can't always get it. And sometimes it can be very expensive. So if the organic is on sale, then sometimes he'll go to the store, and when he goes to the store, if he sees olive oil or like something like this on sale, he'll get 2 of them. So that's good. And this I just tried. I saw this at the grocery outlet, and it's olive oil infused with rosemary. I can't say I love it, but it's different. So if you want to put it on a salad or something like that, not terrible. And this is a spray, avocado spray. I just figured I would try it, and it works. I actually used it it's probably expired too, because I don't use it that often. Let me see. Oh no, it's not. I still have until June 2022. Yeah. So I need to use it. It's good for like if you're making these. Where are they? These. So we didn't try these yet. You're not? Oh. Now, they're a little garlicky because I kind of just did my own thing. And, oh yeah, you'll like them. That's it? It's Friday, Tuesday, so you have one. All right, one. They're a little garlicky. So this would be good, and I didn't do it, but you could spray the chickpeas with this, and that will work great. You could spray salads, whatever. So it's not bad. No, I put it on my salad yesterday. It's delicious. Oh. See, and if it has, yeah. So if it has too much garlic, like that does, put it in your salad. You won't even notice it. Mm-hmm. All right. So I have some more olives. I keep also different kinds of vinegars, just in case I have a recipe that I'm making and I need it. So I have these. This is red wine and a white wine vinegar. So that's what I kind of do. All right. You might have seen this in the video, so I'm going to explain it. We do not drink vodka, but I make my own vanilla extract. So that's why I have this, and that's why I have this, because I need to buy some more vanilla beans to put in this. So that's why we have this. Oh, and I also use vodka sometimes when I make my wipes. I make homemade like wipes just to clean around, and sometimes I'll use the vodka depending on what I feel like doing that day. But this would cost a fortune in the store, so I try to do things like this that would save some money and do bulk things like that. The other thing I have is this and this. And I know we're kind of running out of time, aren't we? Yeah. So quinoa. Quinoa is very healthy, high in protein, very good for you. You can eat it hot or cold, and you can make salads with it, and hot or cold salads. Thank you. You can put nuts and seeds, vegetables, either raw or cooked. I usually cook it with some bone broth that I make. That could be another class. So it's really tasty when you make it with the bone broth. And then this, I don't use a lot of rice, and I also have this, which is just an organic brown rice, and I also have the basmati brown rice organic. The basmati is probably the best one. I've read some negative things about rice lately, but it's not like we rarely eat rice. So if you eat it once in a while, it's not terrible, and it does have some nutrition. I don't do a lot with corn, but I do have a cornbread that I love to make. And I discovered corn flour. There's cornmeal and corn flour. The corn flour can have a bitter taste, so I mix it. I bought this by accident, actually. That's what happened. And then I bought the cornmeal. So when I wanted to use it up because I had already opened it, and I mixed them together, so I half and half it. And I have great recipes for cornbread for when we have chili, so I make it with that. And that's pretty much all I use it for. This is something that is really good. It's nutritional yeast flakes, has a lot of vitamin B's in it, and it's very healthy. So this is not something that you're going to cook. You're not going to heat it, but you can put it on soups. You can put it on salads. There's a condiment that I've made with it. I haven't used it. I haven't made it in a while with sesame seeds. So you grind up the sesame seed with this and a little bit of salt, I think it was, and you can use it. It's almost like a cheesy type of flavor. So that's what this is actually like a cheesy flavor. It's like peanut butter though. It's flakes. So if you can see the flakes, but if you put a spoonful in your mouth, it all sticks to the top, to the roof of your mouth. Because I've done it, so I know. Anybody want to taste peanut butter? It tastes good. It's good. What'd you say? Did you say something, Angela?
You have peanut butter in your pantry?
In my refrigerator.
Oh.
Which will be another day. I got this from Martindale's. I don't know if you can see it. It's just peanuts. Yeah, ground peanuts. And I also have this in. I'm not sure why I bought this, but I probably just had to get it. Probably was a Sunday, honestly. Probably was a Sunday, and I went to Trader Joe's because I think that's where this is from, and I bought it. It's no salt. but it's almost empty, and it's probably, I would bet that this is probably expired. Let me see. No, but it will be next month. I don't use that. And here's another quick thing. We do like to have our popcorn once in a while. And this is an organic, and I would only get, if you're going to eat anything corn, make sure it's organic. There is something in corn that they say is not good for you, but it's innate. It's not something that is modified and made that way. It just is. So we don't eat a lot of corn, but we do like our popcorn, and we do put butter and salt on it, Himalayan salt and organic butter, if that makes any difference. Mm-hmm. There's one for you, and here's one for you. And then we do eat pasta still, but even though, because we're Italian, Angela, you're Italian, right? Are you Italian?
Husband.
Huh?
I'm Angela, but, you know, I might have a little bit.
Okay. So, I have made my own noodles for soup, and they're so good. There's just nothing like homemade. Well, I don't. That's why I only did it once. So, I do try to get the whole wheat, so it has some kind of nutrition in it. So this is the penne. They have the spaghetti, but I really don't make like the gravy and meatballs, and we don't eat really a lot of pork anymore. So I don't even use sausage unless it's like a chicken or turkey sausage. But I'll make a marinara, and I do make meatballs, just not often. We don't eat a whole lot of this. But you wouldn't know it if you looked in our fridge and our freezer, because we went to a pasta place and we did buy some stuff recently. So we do have them, and I do have to cook the stuffed shells that are in the fridge that I defrosted now. So we're going to have to eat them. And we just had pasta a couple times the other day. So it's a pasta week, but we could go, how long? Probably, we've gone months without eating pasta, or without making it.
My husband, on the other hand,
It's
a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a struggle with him. If it was just me eating, I could totally change, and eat.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
But he drags me down. Drags me right down.
Yeah, it happens. So here's some other stuff in my pantry. Some organic beans. I've made them from dry and cooked them. You soak them overnight and you cook them. And there's a little trick to take out a lot of the stuff that causes flatulence, that you put some what's it called? It's a seaweed. And you put a little bit in kombu. I can't remember. I forget. But you put a little in when you're cooking it, and it's supposed to take some of the flatulence out, the stuff that causes flatulence. But I keep these on hand because they're easier. And I also get, I eat this maybe once a month, because they do say in tuna there's a lot of mercury and like toxic stuff. So they say not to eat too much of it. So I'll eat it maybe not even once a month. Sometimes every other month. I mean, I don't really have a schedule for it, but I had it probably a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, so I won't have it now for a little while. So I get the Tongal tuna because the other kind of tuna, chicken of the sea and all that, I know they say dolphin free sometimes, and you really want to be careful and watch that, because when they put the nets out, they can get dolphins because the dolphin and the tuna apparently look alike. And so there could be dolphin in your tuna, and we don't want to eat dolphins because dolphins are cute and, you know, they're... The other thing I have is coconut milk in my pantry, and I always get the full fat. I don't get the light. I've made my own coconut milk, and it's very simple. You just get shredded coconut, unsweetened, organic, get some water, put it in a blender, and then put it through a sieve. So I've done that, you know, too. But again, it all takes time. So that's why I keep this on hand. I've made ice cream with this. I made vanilla and chocolate. I mixed whipped cream with this. So what you do is you turn it upside down, you put it in the fridge, and what happens is the cream goes to the top, and the water part all goes to the bottom. So when you turn it upside down like that and you take the lid off, the water comes out on the top, and then you have just the cream left. So it works out really well, and I think that's Carson Wentz. So when you do that, it's very thick, and you can make whipped cream with it. You can add a little vanilla. You don't even really need any sugar. You can dip strawberries in it. Yeah, you can put it on anything. Yeah. So, and it's delicious. So the only other really, and I also have barley. I love beef barley soup. I haven't made it in a while, but I have these in there just in case I make it, and I really want to do that soon. So I have that in there. And then I have my tomatoes. It's just, you know, I have made gravy from tomatoes. It is a lot more work. You know, these are whole peeled tomatoes, so I do put them in my blender and I grind them. And there's, you know, of course, being Italian, there's a secret to making the best gravy. And, you know, Kim's husband is Italian, so maybe she knows that secret. I don't know. So maybe I'll do a class on making Italian gravy. And then the only other thing I have in my pantry are like extra ketchup because he loves his ketchup. And if we have scrambled eggs, I like ketchup on my scrambled eggs. It's the organic kind, but I always say I'm going to make my own, and I haven't done that yet. And extra mustard and things like that. So, like I said, like I don't really have a whole lot of stuff in my pantry. And if my cousin Debbie watches this, she's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's all she has. Because, you know, Debbie has, I don't know.
A year's supply.
Yeah, she has a year's supply. I don't have a year's supply of food. And what we do with the fridge, like I didn't go through my fridge or anything. What is Carson doing? I can't tell. What I do is I try to wait until we're like bare bones minimum in the fridge and the freezer before I'll go food shopping, just to try not to waste things. I hate wasting stuff, and sometimes we do. And like I was so mad. I boiled eggs, and I found like a bowl of them in the fridge, and I know they're too old. So I had to throw them away, but they were stuck all the way in the back, and I don't really like doing that because I get really good eggs. They're the best from Martindale's, and they're expensive, you know. But so that was not a happy time. But so I really just try to keep it flowing. If we run out of something, of course I go to the store and grab it. Which reminds me, I wanted to explain, I think I mentioned that in my video that I did yesterday. When Rich and I stopped at Giant Food Store the other day, he had to get cat litter, and I went in with him, and I decided to get a few things just because I thought, well, it'll save me time. I won't have to go the next day. And honestly, I don't like doing that because the product is not as good. The product that you get at Martindale's and at Whole Foods, there's such a turnover that it's very fresh. When you go to Giant and any supermarket and buy organic stuff, it's really not as fresh because people aren't looking for that so much in the supermarket. And Angela's shaking her head. So yeah, so when you look and see the difference and taste the difference, there's a huge difference. So that's why I suggest if you're going to, if you're in a pinch or something, we've done that. You go, wherever you need to go. Because Martindale's wasn't open on Sunday night. They're not open on Sundays, so you have to go Monday through Saturday. I think they're open from 9 to 9, maybe 9 to, I forget. Don't quote me on that. But, and Tuesdays and Thursdays, like we mentioned before, I think Cassetta said, they have 10% off for senior citizens. So, yeah. So,
I'm not there yet. 2 years to go, right?
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, Rich will go with you. So that's why I like to get, when you go to Martindale's, their produce is beautiful and it's very good. And there's some things that, it's just too high that we won't get. But that's with anything. We were at Giant and I got a bag of string beans, organic string beans, and they were $8. And I put them away. I was like, I can't even do this, So it doesn't matter where it is. It's, right now things are high. But Martindale's does have some sales, and so does Whole Foods. If you're a Prime member, you do get a discount. You get a better discount than everybody else. So there are ways that you can save money with food and organic food. There's also farmers. I can give you information on that. And I also want to apologize that I didn't get the information out early last week. I haven't gotten it out yet because I've been having major problems with laptop. I got a new laptop and I actually returned it. And then they zooped up my old laptop, and now my camera doesn't work all that great. So that's another issue we have to deal with now. But anyway, so I apologize if the screen wasn't, for anybody that watches this afterwards, and Angela, I know it was blurry at times, so I apologize for that.
Great.
And any questions?
How long did it take you to build your pantry to where it is?
Oh, good question. Well, when I had the cancer and I learned all of this stuff, I took everything out of my pantry and threw it away. And then I rebuilt, I just got new stuff. But what I noticed was I didn't get a lot of stuff, like in here. Like, I don't have a lot of stuff. And I hold on to my baking stuff because I love to bake. I don't do it often. Rich will tell you, I don't really do it that much, but I want to have it there in case I want to or I have time to, because I love to do it. So I try to get the best ingredients, and so if I can, more healthy ingredients so that I can compensate for that. But I just did the whole thing and got rid of everything. I don't know that, I guess I probably just got some staples at first, and then I just added as I went along. That's kind of what I did.
But mainly you eliminated sugar? Mainly you eliminated sugar? The sugar?
I did. When I was recovering from the cancer, I did a vegan diet, and I did not have any sugar except for maybe a teaspoon a day of honey. And I didn't even have that every day. It was just if I wanted something, I limited it to a teaspoon. So I would probably do, if I did it, I would put it in my tea.
But other than the sugar and the carrots.
And there is sugar in fruits and vegetables. So, but when you have cancer or when you're recovering from cancer, sugar feeds cancer. And And it sounds like a cliche, but it's true, and I verified that with my oncologist at the time. And I said to her, if that's true, and you know that, why wasn't I told when I was diagnosed with cancer to get off of all sugar? And that includes carbohydrates like pastas and breads and things, because they turn into sugar in your body. Mm-hmm. So she didn't really have an answer for me, but she was very gracious about it. It was just a question I had to ask. They tell you if you have diabetes, be careful, don't have anything sugar, but they don't tell you that with cancer, and that's very important. When you starve yourself, when you starve the cancer from the sugar, that's a big thing. Like, that's a big deal. That's number one thing you got to do.
Are you going to?
So, yeah. Any other questions?
Well, how? I was going to do that.
Okay, so now you see my bare bones entry.
Okay.
And our schematic. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, if whoever's watching, thank you for watching. Oh, yeah, and thank you for watching on Facebook. And I'm not sure what next week's class is going to be yet, because I want to talk to Mark and Dale at Martindale, because they're very good friends of ours. So I want to talk to them and see if maybe we can invite them to Martindale and have them maybe answer some questions or talk about, their store and things like that while we shop. So, so that's on the back. That's not on the back burner, but we're going to contact them soon, see if we can get something going with that. And I'm not sure what next week's class is going to be, because I'm hoping that the following Wednesday will be that class with Martindale. So that'll be a class where we'll meet at Martindale. Okay. Except Cassette will probably drive with me.
Yeah.
So that is what's in store, and there's so many ideas I have. I have a class for fermenting vegetables class, one with the pets, like I said, healthy pets. And I'll probably do even some cooking classes, just to show some techniques and some tips and tricks and things like that. So I guess that's it. If I missed anything, I'll put it on Facebook on my Lisa Small Naturals page. And whoever's watching this, like my page if you haven't already, and rate. And if you can rate it, I don't have any ratings yet, so that's it.
I'll do that.
I didn't either. I just found out last week. I told them, I said, if you can, rate my page. So I'll be announcing what the next class is going to be. And I also wanted to mention, and this is, nothing has been planned. Like, I decided to do these classes, I decided to do them, and then the next week I did them. So that's why I said there's no PowerPoint presentation, there's no handouts, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. But
it's organic.
It's organic. Yeah, it's very organic. So I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants a little bit here. But I know the subjects, and I don't. Yeah, so I live it, so I don't have to prepare much for it unless I'm making something. So now I lost my train of thought.
Future classes?
Yes. So what I want to do is I am going to have some kind of raffle or something, and I have a book, and I didn't bring it in here. Oh, here, is that it? Yeah. So I just ordered these books, Ancient Roots. Your daughter probably has something like this, but this is not overwhelming. It's just a thin book, and it has a lot of good information about like natural remedies. If you have a sore throat, you know, it talks about like things like antioxidants, black tea, what it's good for, and different spices and herbs and teas, how to reduce a fever naturally, cough, you know, stuff like that. So this is going to be, I'm not sure of everything. I'm probably going to do like a basket. So I just want to let everybody know, maybe entice them to, you know, join my classes. So we'll have at the end of the 8 weeks, and it doesn't matter if you did one class or all of them. So it's going to be a basket of something, maybe some of my products that I make, and we'll raffle it off. Okay? So I just wanted to mention that too. And
thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Angela. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
So hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yep.
All right, and I'll let everybody know what it's going to be.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Bye.